Angie Thomas was born, raised, and still lives in Jackson, Mississippi. She is a former teen rapper and has a BFA in creative writing from Belhaven University. She was first inspired to become a writer when she was 6 years old. After Thomas witnessed a shootout at a park, her mom took her to the library to show her that there was, quote, more to the world than what I saw that day, unquote. Thomas was then inspired to write the short story that became the book The Hate U Give in 2009 after the shooting of Oscar Grant, an unarmed black man. She picked the story back up in 2015 after the shootings of Trayvon Martin, Mike Brown, and Tamir Rice that sparked the Black Lives Matter movement. After a children's book Thomas wrote was rejected by 60 literary agents, she contacted the nonprofit organization We Need Diverse Books and won their inaugural award, which helped her get The Hate U Give published. Thomas published her first book, The Hate U Give, in February 2017 and her second book, On the Come Up, in February 2019. Angie Thomas's significant achievements and awards include the Coretta Scott King Honor and the Walter Dean Myers Grant. Her first book, The Hate U Give, was a #1 New York Times bestseller and won the Boston Globe Horn Book Award, the National Book Award, and the William C. Morris Award. It is also an Edgar Allan Poe Award nominee and a Michael L. Prince Honor Book. I read Thomas's second book, On the Come Up, which takes place in Garden Heights, the same neighborhood as The Hate U Give. Though On the Come Up is not a direct sequel to The Hate U Give, it does explore how the events in The Hate U Give continue to affect Garden Heights and especially the youth in that neighborhood. On the Come Up is the story of Breanna Jackson, or Bree, a 16-year-old aspiring rapper. Throughout the book, Bree deals with the effects of her father's murder, her mother's drug use, her aunt's drug dealing and gang activity, and everyone's expectations of her. After starting to get swept up in the stereotypical rap scene and becoming someone that she didn't recognize, Bree learns who she truly is and how to show that to the world. It is important to collect Thomas's books for self-selected reading and curricular uses to help combat the lack of Black authors available to students. Thomas's books allow Black teens to see themselves, their culture, and their way of speaking reflected in the books they read. Her books also allow non-Black teens to see a piece of a world they would not otherwise be exposed to or be given the opportunity to understand. Due to the now mainstream success of Thomas's books, she is able to open up the conversation about, quote, Black identities and Black consciousness to people who would otherwise never be exposed to this conversation.